Growing up with cerebral palsy, I've learned how to embrace the pain, physically and somewhat mentally too. Mentally, sometimes when I try to do a new task or try to start like a new sport, I gotta really focus on watching the ball, obviously, but telling my brain, getting my brain to tell my body what it needs to do. Sometimes even when I'm practicing basketball, and I've played basketball for over 10 years, I can't do what I want to do because my brain won't tell my body what I want it to do. So the reason why I would practice day after day and do the same workouts over and over was the repetition of getting my body to do it consistently day after day. And I really had to train my eyes to watch the ball, or my body to swing a tennis racket, or to shoot a basketball, and focus on using your legs but also putting arc on the basketball. Baseball, I had to really focus on catching the ball, watching the ball in my glove, and then taking the ball out of my glove and throwing with the same hand that I just caught with. And when I was little, that was really hard to do. Sometimes I know what to do, but in my brain, but I can't get my body to do it, and it's just really frustrating. But what I've learned is that you just gotta keep repetition, keep doing the same thing over and over if you want to be really good at something. Probably one of the main things I've learned is the soreness that cerebral palsy gives your body. There's this thing that is like cerebral palsy pain that I experience, and for me, it starts out as soreness, like your legs are tired or sore, just like anybody else's. But then after a while, the soreness, especially on the bottom of my feet, become this like spasm, like my feet are spasming on the bottom, and then the spasm, if I'm standing long enough or playing sports long enough, turns into like this burning on my feet. And it can happen in my hamstrings too when I play sports for probably 3 hours or more. But what I'm so grateful for is that I've learned to deal with it. Like now being 26, I don't care if I have cerebral palsy pain while I'm working out or while I'm at work standing, because I've dealt with it. I would always try to hide that I was in pain because I didn't want anybody asking me, like, am I okay? Do I need to sit down? How you doing? You alright? And I hated that because I didn't want to be treated differently, so I just wouldn't tell anybody that I was in pain. And what that really taught me was, you gotta fight through fatigue. And when I would play my sports, I already knew how to fight through fatigue and as I got older because I always had this cerebral palsy pain that I had to fight through. And my hamstrings would be burning, and I felt like my legs were gonna collapse on me sometimes, but I just kept going. And that's what you gotta do whether you have cerebral palsy and you want to do more stuff during the day, but your body's just tired. You know your body, and sometimes you gotta fight through that pain, and sometimes you gotta rest. Now, I was really bad at knowing when to rest. My resting was I would just work out so hard that my resting days were when I was sick. And so I would get really sick because I really would push my body to the limit of I can't go anymore. Honestly, sometimes I thought that was a positive for me because you can really know what all your body can handle with cerebral palsy. Because with cerebral palsy, you work like 10 times harder than the average person on just even walking to one spot to the other or just standing. You use so much energy that you get super tired. And I've had a lot of days like that where I just couldn't go anymore. But I've had a lot of days where I just mentally fought through it and told myself to keep going. So basically what having cerebral palsy pain has taught me is you gotta embrace the pain. And that's what I've learned to do. Embrace the pain when times get tough. When you want to keep going, but your body feels like you can't go no more, follow your gut feeling. If you need to rest, then rest. But if you feel like you can push on and keep going, then keep going. Keep pushing on through that pain that you're dealing with. So at the end of the day, embrace the pain. Whether you have cerebral palsy and you deal with that pain, or whether you don't have cerebral palsy, embrace that pain and fight through the fatigue. No matter what. No matter what.